Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's still morning, right? Good morning-ish. Is everybody awake? Yes? Thank you for coming to see my little humble presentation instead of lunch or the pool. So how many of you have seen me do one of these things before? Quick show of hands. All right, cool. I'm changing my format from what I've done in previous years where I go through everything we've got. I'm going to go straight to the meat and the potatoes. So we're going to talk about what's newish. Your old babies are still new. So I think a feature that's in preview for a year is still new. We're going to go into some of the new features that we've got rolling out the door very shortly into preview. And then we'll go into some of the use cases and how you can combine features in multi-tenant app service to satisfy your needs. So first, my name is Christina Compy. I'm a program manager in the Azure App Service team. I've been driving the networking connectivity features for somewhere on the order of 6.5 years, including the VNet integration, hybrid connections, app service environment, access restrictions, and probably some others I don't remember right now. So let's get to it. All right, so the Azure App Service has two basic forms. One is the multi-tenant version of the app service, which can host thousands of customers in the same scale unit. The infrastructure is shared, the network is shared space, the front ends are shared. You can deploy on your own dedicated workers, but your networking needs are in common with everybody else. Well, sort of. Then there's the app service environment, which is a dedicated single-tenant install of the Azure App Service that runs in your virtual network. So when you secure it with network security groups, mess with it with route tables or anything else, you're only hurting yourself. Well, and your customers. So. The app service by nature is a distributed platform with many servers behind the scenes that provide different capabilities. Each has different niches they solve. The front ends terminate the HTTP, HTTPS traffic, for example. The workers host your processes. The publisher really just does FTP. You get the idea. So when we have got a platform like this and it's multi-tenant, we're not talking about being able to take an app and drop it in your virtual network. It's not quite so simple as that. Instead, we've got a spectrum of features to handle your inbound needs and a number of features to handle your outbound needs. I like to think of them as Lego building blocks. You can assemble them in different ways to solve your different system architecture problems. Now, these slides will be available, hopefully, for download afterwards. I'm going to probably update the documentation to use the nice Lego brick pattern because, I don't know, Legos are kind of cool. If I can avoid the part where I remember my children throwing them at me, but they're otherwise pretty cool. So let's go into some of the newish features. All right, so this is a 300 level, so I didn't go and do the whole let's go through everything in the greatest level of detail. That is an overview section. But a quick show of hands, how many people are lost at this point? Nobody wants to admit it. I love it. I'm not going to shame you. All right. You, no. All right. You asked for it. So, newish features. We've got, first off, and only off, the regional VNet integration. So I announced this at Ignite a year ago, and I fully intended to have this thing go to GA in the spring. One of the small little gaps we thought was going to be quickly and easily overcome, which was adding support for non-RFC 1918 addresses. Those would be anything other than your 10.0.0/8. Wait, I missed a 0. 10.0.0.0/8. 172.16.0.0/12 and 192.168.0.0/16. Everything else was not being supported by this feature. So for those of you who were tortured when your apps were no longer able to do DNS when you used it, or not no longer, when they were unable to use your on-prem DNS server because it happened to be sitting on a 100 telco address, or something else that's internal, this was a blocker for you. And it was also confusing as heck for anybody who was trying to debug it. They're like, hey, wait, you said you have a feature that supports integration with ExpressRoute. What gives here? And so that was what gave. So we worked on the support for it, and we finally have it working now. It's rolling out the door. It'll complete towards the end of November, so I anticipate the GA should be in the December timeframe. The feature also did not have support for route tables. How many of you consider route tables an important part of your outbound traffic needs? One or two of you? That's actually rolling out now. It's available right now in some regions with the small little disclaimer that it's only going to work on your RFC 1918 addresses until we get the other bit out. So by December, when we declare it GA, need more wood up here, then we should be looking at having route table support and supporting network security groups on everything and route UDRs on all of your outbound traffic. So you will be able to put a wall around the back end of your app where you can route everything out of your app into your Azure Virtual Network. How many people think that's useful? Yes. All right, cool. Has anybody been missing me getting this done earlier in the year? No? Shoot. We've been trying. We had to actually deploy the support for the non-RFC 1918. I think this is the third time to make sure we didn't have any bumps or bruises with it. So, in terms of status, we're looking at anticipated GA on the Windows web app VNet integration. That was a nice mouthful. Is anticipated for December. The Linux VNet integration is going to be sometime, hopefully, in the first quarter. We'll see. It'll definitely be in the first half of the year. He's the one writing it. I'm joking a little. We are going to roll the support for that out, though, as soon as we can. The problem with GA and the Linux stuff is that there's no support, not no support, is we have a problem with port conflicts on custom containers on the Linux side. And that's too confusing where customers have to manage their own ports on their app side for this integration. So that's why it's not going GA. We'll probably, in the first quarter regardless, say that the feature is supported for production workloads, but it's not yet GA with these disclaimers around the custom containers, just like we did something similar for the Windows VNet integration. There are a number of other capabilities that are not lit up yet with the new VNet integration. That includes Network Watcher, global peering. You get the idea. There's a nice little short list up here. Service endpoint policies, et cetera. The network team is adding support for this, and they will be rolling out the door during the coming semester. So let's talk about what's new. Anybody want to see what's new? Yeah? All right, let's start off with a bit of a build up here. We've got Linux hybrid connections. So hybrid connections. How many of you guys use hybrid connections? Yes? How many of you love hybrid connections? What? I saw hands go down, though. Yours was good. I'm keeping you. Hybrid connections enables you to have access to resources anywhere virtually in the world. As long as you've got the ability to make outbound calls to Azure Relay on port 443, and you can install something on a Windows Server 2012 or newer host, then you can have access to a TCP endpoint anywhere in the world. This is cool as heck. We've got people using it for all sorts of things that I can't tell you about because they didn't give me permission. But think of it as a way to have access to resources in small networks, small businesses that are not otherwise connected to your application backend with a VPN. You could be talking about, I don't know, car part inventory databases or law office billing resources or veterinary records, or any number of these things where they're distributed and you're talking about workstations that are not connected to your network natively. So now we've got support for Linux as well as Windows, which is pretty darn cool. So if you're thinking about like the price point in App Service, which is not the cheapest service out there because it's a fully managed PaaS platform, you've got now the Linux pricing, and you've got hybrid connections available. So the door is open for you to do a lot of scenarios that you otherwise were forced to use Windows for. Does anybody prefer Linux over Windows? All right, cool. I don't think Microsoft will punish me for that one. I'll let you know if my badge works. This may be my last presentation here. So I'm going to do a quick demo. I'm going to do what I call a fake demo, by the way. But in my fake demo, I'm going to show a WordPress instance that's configured with hybrid connections that is using a database that's sitting on my desk back up in Seattle, inaccessible from the internet otherwise, and it has a hybrid connection there. It's the same MySQL database I do for the Windows hybrid connection demo. So I modified the WordPress instance a bit. Now, the modification to the demo is I've had too many networking challenges. Ironic, right? I've had too many networking challenges doing demos in conference centers of late, so this is recorded, but narrated it by myself live. So let's see what we got. So, are you working? Yeah. There we go. So this is the same exact hybrid connection. Oh, this is a little harder up here. This is cute. Will it be able to play or? Okay, good. All right, so you have the same hybrid connection UI that we have on the Windows side. The download manager, though, is interesting to note. It's still the Windows download manager. Just because that this is support for Linux, hybrid connections on Linux, did not mean that we updated the download manager, the hybrid connection manager to run on Linux itself. That's still a Windows-only item. But adding a connection is the same as you have normally on Windows. You select it, you pick your existing hybrid connection. If you don't have a pre-existing hybrid connection, you can go back and add your own namespace or add it to your own namespace. Both work. And once it's selected and added to your web app, you can drill into your app and get other juicy details if you ever need to go back into it. The one notable thing in here is that bottom item, the connection string. That's unchanged from the Windows side. The reason it's important to kind of remind people on it is if you want to share your hybrid connection with people who are not in your subscription, who otherwise don't have access to your subscription, then you'd want to give them that so they can configure their hybrid connection manager to access your hybrid connection. Now, I noted that this is a WordPress web app, and that's true. It's a Linux WordPress app, and to make it work on Linux, I pulled it right out of Docker Hub. I had to do something a little tweaky to it to enable it to persist configuration. So if you go to replicate this demo, I just grabbed it out of Docker Hub and slapped it into my app. But one of the things I had to change was around this flag right here, which, is that even visible up there? It's like so small. Sorry about that. And I can't really easily zoom into it because it's a recording. So lesson learned. Next time. There's a flag. You'll see it a little bit better. But simply it says that you can save the content to your file share instead of not saving to your file share. Set that flag to true, and then when you muck with your WordPress instance from a container, it'll be persisted. And if you do that, here's an example. Actually, this is just proving the connectivity. So I went into the SSH shell in my container, and I'm curling that compy workstation 3306, which happens to be the one that's sitting under my desk, being used for MySQL, and voila, it works, albeit in small print. This is my WordPress. which that's my child in a dinosaur costume with our dog. So if you can get a dinosaur costume child with a dog, I declare the feature working. It's a new standard. All right. Private link. Is anybody interested in private link? All right. I'm happy to say that this is hopefully the last time I talk about the upcoming feature of private link. So hopefully the next time I talk about it, it'll be like in the rear view mirror. You guys will have been using it for a while. What private link gives you is the ability to have a private IP for your web app and your multi-tenant service. So that gives you the ability to host line of business applications or put it behind WAF devices inside your virtual network or whatever you want. You've got a nice ability now that's otherwise only available with an ILB ACE. So if you wanted to then configure your web app in a multi-tier fashion, or you can then have an API app secured with a private link address, use the new VNet integration to drop into your virtual network, and then you can have access to your private IP backend endpoint, which is pretty cool. Because otherwise, right now, you have to use service endpoints, which isn't bad, but you know, a lot of people prefer that private IP joy. So for a demo here, we've got a very simple scenario where I've got an app that's been provisioned with a private link. And I'm going to access that private link from a VM in the VNet. Now, this is, again, right now, not in public preview. I'm doing things with my own private, not my private deployment, but whitelisted subscription. And some of you might be wondering, well, wait a minute. If this crazy woman can do this up on stage or record it, why can't I do it back home, right? You guys want this too, right? Yeah, so the reason I'm not letting it go out the door yet is because I can't call a private link endpoint with the new VNet integration. So until they get that fixed in the next month, I didn't want it to go out the door where people say, wait, I can't do that. I can't do this whole multi-tier thing. I can't do what she promised me. And also, by the way, it's not obvious why that wouldn't work. It's not going to give you direct feedback. So we just want to make sure that the support is added before you guys are starting to use it. So the demo is basically a VM accessing private link to access an app. It's not deeply super exciting other than the fact that you can see some of the resources. And maybe this thing's not working. I think I killed things. Oh, there it goes. All right. So I've got a nice little web app here. The web app is currently configured with a private link. When you do this, resources are added to both my website object as well as to my virtual network. There's a area in there for private networks. For NICs. Within your web app, it's private networks. And within your VNet configuration in ARM, it shows up as your NICs. An added NIC. If you browse to an app that's configured with private link, your app will show as inaccessible. This will not show under access restrictions as something noted. We are getting UI out the door, so this will be very clear. So by the time this is a more public preview, you'll have UI that shows that it's all configured, which is good. Because otherwise, I'm pretty sure people would be a little bit confused by all this. So I really need to work on my resolution next time I do this. If you were to look at your web app configuration inside your resource manager, you'll see that in very small print, you have a private link endpoint specified in your resource manager. So this will show as a new top-level resource that you provision and you manage separately. Your networking folks will have to approve access if you, the app owner, do not have access. So there is a measure of control from both sides within your app or from outside of your app. This private link is provisioned with the address of 10.0.0, whatever it is. And in very small print, I can't believe I did this. You can maybe see, if if you got really close to the screen, that the address is a 10 dot address. I manipulated hosts to go there. This VM is in the same subnet as the private link. Now, I'm calling that out because historically we've had a small bit of bumps where things don't live in the same subnet. Has that bothered anybody in the past? Yes? No? Nobody's bothered by that. That's cool. We'll just don't worry about that. So you can have private link in the same subnet as your virtual machine. And my VM in this case is right next to the private link address. And so if I go and set the private link address in my host file and go to the address, I get to the site. If I go to the address directly, I do not get to the site. The URL is still required. The domain name is still required for App Service to realize it, recognize it and resolve it. So the address today is not going to be set up in Azure DNS Private Zones. But by the time we go to GA, this feature will integrate with Azure DNS Private Zones. So for what that's worth, you'll be able to have private addresses within your Azure Virtual Network with domain names that are recognized by your Azure DNS Private Zones. And that should solve pretty much all of your in-virtual network needs. Backing up a little bit to the earlier VNet integration feature, the VNet integration feature currently does not integrate with Azure DNS Private Zones, but they are working on that. So my hope is that by the time Private Link gets to GA, we'll have support. So you can go from a web app with VNet integration to a Private Link secured app using a domain name that is in Azure DNS Private Zones. Does that solve anybody's use cases? Yes? What about on-prem DNS? On-prem DNS servers are not integrated with by Private Link because it would have to arbitrarily integrate with like whatever. There's also no zone forwarding yet for Azure DNS Private Zones. I encourage you to talk to your nearest networking rep and say, hey, I need zone forwarding because I need it too. So the more people who ask for this, the better.
What about Azure Service domains?
About Azure Service domains? Oh, the App Service domains. So the App Service domains are used for public DNS. They're not private DNS endpoints. So they are all pointing to the public endpoint for your web app. In the case here, we've got, this is all tucked away nicely inside your virtual network on a private IP. One of the benefits of this is that it's not going to be in public DNS. So right now, we haven't completed that part. But by the time we get the feature for App Service to GA, the intention is that your web app is only accessible on a private address and that the DNS name is not in public DNS. So from a security standpoint, how many of you guys have had trouble where your app is in a public DNS? Okay, and that's why we're doing it. So right now you can, yes? Azure AD Domain Services. So what about Azure AD Domain Services? So what about Azure AD Domain Services? Oh, DNS specifically? So there's no DNS integration from Private Link with that I'm aware of. Right now, the only integration that I'm aware of is going to be going with Azure DNS Private Zones. Now, if they provided a separate integration with Azure Active Directory Domain Services, that's cool. I've not heard anything about that, though. What about what? What about VNet peering? Well, it's a good question. It works with VNet peering. It works with global peering. It works with everything. Except today, I think it doesn't work yet with load balancers, but I think it will. Which is pretty cool. So unlike the VNet integration stuff, this one's got more spectrum of support with things. There's a problem right now that network security groups don't work with it yet, but it will by the time it goes GA. So if you were to get a hold of one of the preview links and you tried it out, you would not be able to secure it with network security groups. But that's coming, because, otherwise, it's in your network and you can't control it, that's kind of drives everybody nuts. So. Is that what? No, this is not part of December GA. Oh, right. People want to know about dates, huh? Nobody? Dates? Dates. This feature should go to preview for App Service in this January timeframe. We're waiting for the networking support for the new VNet integration to allow access to private link. Because otherwise, the feature is just going to drive people bonkers. You guys might be on the upper crust, who understand this stuff. If I say cider, you don't say apple or pear. You go, oh, yeah, /24 or something. Whereas a lot of people out there don't have the networking acumen to track on that. And so if I said you can't get from here to there, I'm going to lose it. One of the other struggles right now, and I don't have an ETA yet for this, is that you can't put a private link address in the same subnet as your VNet integration is using. So the downside here is if you want to put your app in a virtual network, then your inbound is in one subnet and your outbound's in another subnet. The networking team is very aware of this. Would that bother anybody, by the way? Yes? Show of hands. How many people would be bothered by the fact that you need multiple subnets? Okay. Cool. Thanks. Am I giving you guys a workout? Show of hands. All right. I think I melted this thing. It may not like videos very much. Come on. I think it's dead. Sorry. I'll narrate. We're going to cheat. No, I tried it on the dash too. I think it's because I put videos in here and it goes, "How dare you, you crazy psycho woman." It's okay, I'm just going to go here. It's okay. I don't blame you. Here. The benefit here is I could zoom in. I probably should have done this earlier. But then I don't get the clicker. All right, app service environments. How many of you guys use app service environments? How many of you love app service environments? Yes, there's hands. All right. App service environments, we've got a few new toys and tricks out there. One is you can finally log things in an ACE. This is pretty cool. You can see a spectrum of things. The ACE is unhealthy. It's got networking issues. Subnet's nearly out of space. You did a scale operation. We did an upgrade. We ended an upgrade. You get the idea. So we're going to add more to this. What's cool about it is it'll show up in log analytics or storage or event hub, and you don't have to wait for it. It's available right now. And it's still in preview in that there might be some bumps with it. I can't swear to it. I'm watching this thing on the side go crazy. Right, poor computer. So let's do a quick take a look at this thing. So diagnostic logs. It's the same stuff as you see all the time for Azure Monitor integration. You can add the diagnostic logs, happens to be, you name it whatever you want, and then hop into, in this case I integrated with log analytics. And the one you select, by the way, during the setup is App Service Environment Platform Logs. And if you were to run a query here, you're not going to see anything because I didn't do anything in the past 24 hours. But several days ago, I did run a scale operation for this very thing. And you could see that I had a nice little scale operation that shows up in the logs. And I zoomed in too much. So, cool. Anybody think that's useful? Yes? Awesome. This should help when you open incident reports, for tracking things, for getting alerts when things go awry. We're going to be plumbing more things in terms of when networking stuff goes bonkers, and that's going to help. So let's go on to the next thing that wasn't in the slide, but it's related to networking. So we had been planning on solving at least the inbound, the management address problem with a tag. IP service tag support was supposed to get added to route tables. And it's still not there yet. So a little while ago, we said, crud, we've really got to solve this. It's still supposed to be coming, but we didn't want you guys to wait any longer. So we've added some static analysis, a lot more static analysis. What you're looking at is an internal tool that's reflecting the new API that's trundling out the door. And when this API is fully deployed, you guys will have access to it, so you can call it directly. It's going to be called when you create an app service environment to validate the network before you install an ACE. And it'll also run when we detect things that are askew, and you'll be able to say, hey, this is what's going on. So it'll look at your network security groups. It'll look at your route tables. It'll try to put together intelligence based on all this stuff. In this case, I happen to be missing one of those wonderful IP addresses that we use for managing the app service environment. Has anybody been bitten by that silly table with the management addresses? Yes? Yeah. I can't wait till I bury that doc. For now, though, and we keep adding some more IP addresses. So they keep slowly going out the door. And to date, I have not had a good way to do subscription notification to people. So this will be a vast help because we should be able to get you information, hopefully, to logs, to your portal, to everything else. So in this case, I've got a route table where this address happens to be incorrect on purpose. And I change it back. And I don't know how long the route table propagation is going to take in this particular circumstance. And I think I'm killing too much time. But now the interesting thing is this is based on static analysis of your configuration files. It is within the world of possibility that if you made a change and you called the API, that it didn't take effect, but by looking at the configuration file, you say, hey, but everything should be working, because sometimes things can go a little slower behind the scenes on the networking propagation time. All right, I'm not going to wait for this because time's escaping me. The next item I want to talk about is very important to many of you. How many of you want to manage your ACE when it gets upgraded a little bit better? Yes? Yes? We have some very strong advocates for this. So I can't give you the ability to schedule it because we've got thousands of deployments around the world, and trying to coordinate this, we did try to do that, and it turned into something awful. What we do have is a very, very simple basic breakdown. Do you want it in the first half of our deployment update or in the second half? And this at least says, okay, my dev test deployments can be canaries, and I've got my production systems at the end where hopefully if there's any bumps because somebody did something on the managed service that affects my product, that, hey, I found it early. So there's 3 settings, or none, early, and late. And right now we've got this wonderful user experience called the Resource Manager. It will end up in the portal, but if you go into your hosting environment object, there's an item upgrade preference. You can configure that. You can put this in your templates. You can edit it directly in the resources.azure.com or any other means by which you update your ARM objects. This, like I said, will show up inside the App Service environment portal. It's simply just not there yet today. This is available now. So if you want, you can start playing with this immediately. There's an early and a, so the way this works is we've got multiple batches that roll out across all of our deployments. So we're in all the data centers around the world. We've got many deployments. Some of them are hundreds inside one region alone. And we've got all the ACEs also deployed around the world. And as we roll out updates to everything, we do it in these large batches. So we've got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you say early, you're going to be in the first half. And if you say late, you'll be in the second half. If you say you don't care, then we'll just drop you in wherever you fit. The intention here is to give you some measure of control on when things are getting updated, albeit it's not perfect. If you did go early, then you could expect to see retakes happen when we go, wait, there's a fly in the ointment. We're going to have to do a redeploy to make sure nobody gets that bug. I think some of you guys have hit that already, where you say, wait, my ACE got updated twice or something. And that's where it can happen. So if you go early, that can happen. You go late, it should not happen. All right, this has been something I've been trying to get out the door forever and a day. It's the multi-network app service environment. So this will enable you to totally secure your ACE. You can put a wall around it, whatever. No management traffic in or out of your virtual network. You'll be able to put your app service plans or your apps in their own separate subnets. So if you wanted to be able to have outbound security for apps separate from other apps inside your app service environment, this would give you that. And also faster ACE scaling and provisioning. Oh, I didn't say scaling, I just said provisioning. Should say, oh yeah, there it is, sorry, scaling. We've been working on this for a while. We're still blocked by waiting for a couple networking features to get it into a final state. But once I get the support for private link and the new VNet integration to work together, then we'll be able to at least do a private preview with it. Oh, clicker doesn't click. So in preview, we're taking advantage of private link. So the ACE would be, from a customer standpoint, we'd have two subnets, one with private link in it, and the other would be where your workers are injected for application outbound traffic. If you were to look at it for a GA standpoint, the intention there is that we would have a load balancer inside the same subnet as your ACE. So your basic ACE would have front ends, workers, and everything there. You might ask, why would I need my front ends to be in the subnet? Well, that's because your front ends do make outbound calls on behalf of your apps. That would be to things like backup and restore, or key vault, or for triggers for functions. These things can happen from both the front ends as well as the workers. So that's why we would have to inject those. So the internal load balancer would point to your front ends for your inbound traffic, and you'd be able to use the now called NAT gateway instead of managed NAT for your outbound traffic to the internet if you wanted to. Or you could do whatever you like with it. And then to support faster scaling, it's actually behind the scenes 3 virtual networks. It just draws really bad. And in this model, we would be able to take advantage of regional pools of resources to be able to provide rapid scaling. Because the way we do rapid scaling in the multi-tenant is we pre-provision a pile of VMs just in case you need it. But you can't do that with app service environments because there's thousands of these beggars. And if we had to pre-provision piles of VMs in all of them to let you scale to 100, well, 1, we'd go bankrupt, but 2, there's just not enough VM real estate for that. So this will allow us to give you fast scaling capability. And when we do provision them and we release them back, they will be re-imaged, so they won't have anything or any taint of your data on it. So I've got a multi-network ACE demo. It's really quick. In this demo, I'm going a little faster. I've got a private link set up. I've got an ACE. This ACE this is the resource group that my ACE happens to be in. And let's see if I can do the zoom it thing so I can. All right. So in this model, I've got my ACE, I've got private link, I've got an app in it, and when the app is deployed, it's only accessible via private link. It's still on a private address. From an ACE standpoint, the ACE itself is not really going to show or display any awareness of the private link initially. This would be because this is still very much a very private preview product. To get this deployed, you have to have your subscription whitelisted for both the ACE deployment as well as for private link. So I'm hoping to put this into a private preview in the January timeframe. So this is where I was talking about. So the ACE still has public IP associated with it. This IP happens to be, though, in the infrastructure virtual network. If you remember the earlier diagram, the ACE is deployed in an infrastructure network, but the outbound traffic is in the customer network as well as the private link address. So this is still the public address that happens to be in our infrastructure network. Come on, move faster. This is the downside of the recorded demo. I think I'll do live ones next time. I thought this would be faster to jam it in. All right, since I've done show of hands, people prefer live demos? Yeah, ditto. Sorry. I'll owe you all tequila if you can find me at a bar. You find me and quote me, and the time is now 12:44. No, 12:44? 12, sorry, whatever time it is. 12:25, I will buy you a drink. I got to run now, yeah. All right, so I've got a web app that's provisioned in the ACE. The ACE has got the name, the base domain suffix of the app service environment. It's still not in the internet. If I try to browse it, it's not reachable. If I was to then go into the private link configuration, you could see that the private link configuration has a 10.014 address, and that's going to be in its subnet. Come on, go faster. I want to drive. So the VM is in the same subnet as my private link. It's a 10.0.2.4, not my private link. Yes, as my private link. Oh, we're going to just skip along because we're running out of time. Here's the important part. No, dang it. The important part is that I can get to my app and my ACE is healthy, even though there's a network security group around the entire darn thing. So if you're to look at this rather kludgy network security group, our security team adds a bunch of extra rules, so I apologize for the noise in it. But I've got one rule that allows me access on port 80 from the host, my VM host, and then I'm blocking everything else. All right, imagine that on an ACE today. If I did something like this, what happens to your ACE? So the important part here is it works. So how many of you would be interested in the private preview of this? Okay, cool. Well, I should be able to put out, I'll have a blog out, I'm hoping in the December timeframe, and that'll talk about that. As soon as I get the ability for Private Link to work with the VNet integration technologies, this will be a viable thing. You'll be able to use it. So, or not use it, try it out. Now, I was supposed to trundle through some of the use cases, but I blathered on a little bit longer than I intended to. So we're going to skim along a little bit quicker than I anticipated. And what I would like is that if anybody has a question on any one of the scenarios, to stop me, and we'll then talk about it. Is that fair? Yes? It'd be fair if I could get this thing working again. All right, so injecting an app in a VNet using a VNet application gateway. How many of you guys use the app gateway with app service? You like it? Yes? No? All right, so the most common problem I hear is around managing certificates between the application gateway and app service. That one tends to be a fairly recurrent pattern. So with the private link stuff, you won't have to worry about that. At least you don't have that in your app gateway. Your private link address will be able to handle your HTTP, HTTPS traffic for your web apps. And, oh, one disclaimer, that's right. For now, the private link doesn't support your SCM endpoints for your web app. So when we go to preview in the January timeframe, that wouldn't be there. This would only be for application access. Almost forgot about that. So Kudu console access would be through the normal default route. But this will solve one large part of your problem with the certificate management. Multi-tier web apps. So if you use service endpoints, you could use the new VNet integration, set service endpoints on your VNet integration subnet, and then you can then secure your backend app. Once you get to private link, you'll be able to use that, and you can set network security groups by the time it goes to GA around your private link subnet. And that'll allow you to secure access between your VNet integration endpoint and your private link for the backend app. I like this model better than the service endpoints one, because you've got more granulated sugar control on the private link subnet. Multi-region web app. So has anybody noted that we put out front door integration in the portal? Yes? So the front door integration is great. Gives you access to IAP-based load balancing, application acceleration, WAF capabilities, and a mix of other cool things. There's this current gap in it. Anybody know what it is? Go for it. What?
It's the inability for me to know that my front door is talking to my app service.
Yes. So he said it's the inability to know that it's only my front door that's talking to my web app. And it's true. So right now there's a problem securing your front door profile with your web app. But we are working on the solution for that. That should be rolling out early in the first quarter of next year. I don't have an exact date, but that'll give you the ability to have everything secured plus WAF protection. So if you're looking at WAF protection, there are two choices for your web apps that come from Azure. You can, of course, use your own device, Barracuda, Palo Alto, or whatever, but we've got the application gateway, and you also have Azure Front Door. So if you use Application Gateway, you've got some upsides, downsides to it associated with certificate management. And then in Front Door, you have that other part about securing the profile. That'll be coming soon. So I apologize for not going quicker through this. Tomorrow, there's a nice session on the Linux-based web app development. I encourage you guys to go attend. And that's a wrap. Thanks, everybody, for coming.